Hello. It's been a while since I've made a video, like an actual recorded video with my voice and all that jazz. This is going to be mostly an uncut series of just me playing this game. I really want this game to get force behind it. I know that the devs are more open source than, obviously the Cube World devs, who were a couple that just, for all intensive purposes, scammed everyone ever that ever played it. I'm really hoping that this game, which by the way, this is a free game. I'll put the link to where to download the game and how to get into their Discord and stuff like that in the description because I really want this game to work. I loved the idea of Cube World. I hated the fact that it was just underdeveloped and no development happened at all. It was kind of annoying. This game, I've played it for a few hours and I like it. As you can see, I'm playing on the March 1st. Today is March 7th. This updated 6 days ago. That's like a huge W. The fact that this game has updated recently, they're not charging you money to play it and all that. Like, sure, it's an alpha. It's pre-alpha. Like, it is definitely pre-alpha. 100% absolutely pre-alpha. There's a lot of gameplay issues in the game, but it's still playable. Because it's playable, I'm going to play it. That is how it works. I've noticed a few issues with the crosshair. I was playing as a Denari, which is like the midgetish, the tiniest of races. Like if you're female, Denari, like you can see the grass behind him, but like skeleton, you can't. This guy, you can't. This guy is like close. The dwarf is pretty close. But the Denari is just way shorter. So I'm going to try playing as the tallest character. One thing I really love about this game compared to other games, not really other games, compared to Cube World, is that, let's get a blue eye. Cube World, you could get one thing pretty much, and it was you could choose a class. So like here, we chose fighter. We have a sword. We chose fighter. As you can see, I put zero thought into what class I'm choosing. I personally think that the ranger and the pyro are the most powerful classes in the game. Absolutely. But as you can see, we spawn in town. One difference is there's no seed. This is a set world. It is always the same. I've yet to make any insane changes to the world, like killing off a whole bunch of people or anything like that, because yes, everyone can be damaged in this game, and obviously they're going to start fighting back. And after you respawn, they still fight back, so be careful about that. But as you can see, it's very much so a set seed. This is 1000% drawn. We have a nice island here with multiple biome ranges, as well as some islands in place for them to be able to get some water mechanics in the game. So it's very intentionally drawn seed here, very intentionally drawn. I just want to say that, which isn't an issue. It's definitely allows you to try out multiple aspects. And as you can see, we can zoom in, we can scroll around, we can choose different things that we want to show. So we can see all these things. And then we can middle mouse button to place a waypoint. Now, I'm not really showing exploits or anything. It's just the gameplay is very bare bones. So there's not that much you can go into without being high level and having all this gear already. So starting out, we want to be getting gear and we want to be getting levels. As you can tell, it's also the time of day transfers between characters. So because it's almost nighttime on my other character, it's almost nighttime here, which is a little bit annoying. But we're going to place a waypoint on this cave. It's very close by. Some cool things. So that's M, and then B. You also see the G for lantern and F1 for keybinds, just to be able to see that. G, this is what you start out with. This is our inventory. You can see our HP, our energy, our protection percentage, our combat rating, our stun resist, and our stealthiness. We can shift to stealth, which is very nice. And walking around stealth does not take stamina, which is amazing. Obviously, our energy is our stamina. But we have a helmet slot, we have a neck slot, we have chest, we have shoulders, we have gloves, we have a belt, we have 2 rings, we have a cape, we have pants, and we have boots. And then we have a weapon slot with our offhand if we're not using a two-handed weapon. And we have our second set of weapons. So we can have two different sets and switch with tab at any time. There is a slight animation and a little bit of annoyance around that. But as you can see, we also have our hotbar here. So compared to Cube World, this is like a lot more in depth here. We got more slots. But we also have our lantern, gives us a lantern by default, as you can see. The lighting is very good, like very NVIDIA-esque lighting, it feels like. And then we also start out with a hang glider on control. And then we also have a tabard, which I assume is for our instrument. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't delved into that yet. But we also have our inventory space here. And then you can see we have 4 bag slots. But our, what slot was it? It was one of my slots. I forget exactly which one it was. One of our slots is a backpack slot. So we can both have a backpack and 4 bags. So like that's like so much space. It's pretty good. It's really good. Honestly, I love it. But then we also have our crafting menu. And as you can see, we have our crafting complex here. The game is pretty much just crafting based. There's like hardly any drops. I don't think there's any drops really. There might be some. But anytime you go near a campfire, you also get your spawn point changed. Burn. Burn, boy, burn. He seems pretty cozy. But yeah, we also have our map here. But obviously, when we zoom in on the map, it doesn't show things yet. It's not that complex of a map yet. But for now, we're going to head on off into this direction. And the reason why I choose this cave is it seems like the easiest difficulty cave, and it also is a hang glider distance away. Now, compared to Cube World, the hang glider is mouse oriented. So if you want to go up, you look up. If you want to go down, you look down. And it doesn't seem like there's too much fall damage issues, which I really like. There is a little bit of an issue with your momentum being too strong. But we're going to collect these moon bells. Moon bells are very powerful. They're an easy to find item. And they sell for a decent amount. Because the only real, I'll say, easy early game progression and versatility is through vendoring stuff. Buying and selling things. Classic. But as you can see, we have our stamina bar here. Our stamina goes down when we're climbing things. I might want to bring my lantern out. But we're just running around grabbing some stuff. There's a few things we want to grab so that we can start our crafting journey. Twigs, we want some rocks, we want some logs. So we're just running around. Twigs just spawn on the ground, as well as the moon bells. We can go grab more moon bells too. If you hold W, it really messes up your hang glider. Like it does these weird maneuvers. So I would recommend not pressing W after you've jumped off a cliff. But moon bells are really easy to see at night, which is good. These bad boys sell for about 100 a piece, which is really good considering they're just in the spawn area. But the music is actually really nice. I really like the music in this game. It's pretty calming. I should honestly turn it up because I know that it sounds a lot less pronounced in recordings compared to in my headphones. But yeah, this game has some pretty good gameplay. Holding spacebar lets you climb upwards, and if you wanted to climb downwards, there's no like sitting on a wall, sadly, which I think they really need to implement. But there's climbing up, and then there's also climbing down, but there's no like, space and shift. Genius. All right, but that does take stamina, as you can see. But yeah, you can sit on walls. Walls are like the best way to not die in this game. As you can tell, we started with 0 potion. Oh, we started with 1 potion. Never mind. We started with 1 potion, and that's it. And we can just drag it onto our hotbar like that, which is very nice. We also have, while I'm just exploring, looking for random stuff, we also have our P menu, which is our general combat. So this is gained from doing damage to things. We also have an XP bar at the bottom. This is just general combat, but then we can unlock a skill tree for any of the weapons. We can also get more energy, more health, making like dodge rolls better. We don't have to unlock dodge rolls. It's middle mouse button. And then we also can make swimming and climbing better. Yeah. So there's that, but then there's also the individual tree for each weapon. So we have our sword skills, our hammer skills, our axe skills, scepter skills, which is the healing staff. We have bow skills, and then we have fire staff skills. And then we also have our mining skills. And what we're doing right now is we're gathering stuff to be able to get our pickaxe, because pickaxe is the primary tool used for progression in this game currently, because we need to get everything through ore and mining and like pelt monster drops. So like killing things and getting hide. So here we see some alpacas. We can draw our weapon. And as you can see, we have no levels in our sword skills. We start out at 0, so we just have the basic abilities, and we're gonna die to this alpaca most likely. But yeah, we have our dodge rolls, and our attacks don't take stamina, just our dodges. There's some things that do take stamina in this game, and also alpacas are like super dangerous. We use our one and only potion. But obviously, you know, some of these things are... Alright, he just killed himself, that's cool. But we did get XP for it because we did damage to him. But as you can see, he dropped 5 wool. That's pretty good. I think it's either wool or silk that we need. That we need a lot of. But yeah, combat is pretty early game Cube World-esque. There's not much, there's no level really, which I think is interesting. It's just certain enemies are super OP and certain ones are not. Which I think is definitely a bad way to go for early. I guess it's not a bad way to go, but it definitely makes it a little bit more difficult to do certain things in the game. Just because, like, alpacas are always alpaca level of overpowered. Pretty much every enemy is overpowered. Like, even a rat dwelling in a cave is surprisingly strong. That's just how it goes, you know? It doesn't seem like our levels give us very, like, any defensive stats, but that's just how it is, you know? Let's get some more moon bells. So yeah, I'm just going to be gathering up a few things and then heading back into the town. Now, dying, I don't think has any negative effects. It's pretty much just fast travel to your last saved location. So if you rest at a campfire, you're going to set that as your spawn point. So you got to be careful about that because you don't want to make it impossible to get back to town. But we're going to gather up some more stuff and then we're going to head back to town and start crafting up some things so that we can go into the mine and start mining away. So here we are in the cave. This is just a good spot to get stones because we do need some stones to make a pickaxe. And as you can see, we have a cave spider and he noticed me. Cave spiders are the most terrifying creature in this game, I swear. Actually, antlions are even worse. But it has a really diverse amount of characters in this game, which I think is really cool. Did he really de-aggro on me? I want you to aggro to me so that I can fight you without dying. Yeah, fight me, boy. I dare you. They shoot projectiles, and then they also have this amazingly cool move where they get this huge amount of webs around them like this. And it's just really crazy. And oh my, dude, they do 30 damage. That's insane. I'm gonna die. I died. I was trying to be able to kill him to get some hide because we do need some hide that isn't wool to, as you can see, this is our spawn point. Because we rested, well, we went near this campfire. So it's that easy to get a spawn point. You just walk past a campfire and boom, you're there. But we'll be able to grab a craftsman hammer, which we need to craft anything pretty much. And we need leather strips. So if we look at our leather, the tanning rack. Hello, random person. If we look at the tanning rack, we can see, where is it? Materials? Leather. Simple leather. We need iron hide. Or hide. So we can't make that. We need animal hide. So we're going to go and see if we can't buy it from one of the merchants. Now, merchants are easy to find. You just run around town until the merchant text pops up. But a usual spot is right here, because I think a merchant lives right here or in this house. So they're always here, and you can see like there's no text above people's heads unless they're a merchant or you're looking straight at them. So then we'll just press T to trade with them. Now trading is very simple. I'm going to make it as simple as possible here. So this is the trader's window, this is our window, and this is the offering area. So let's say I want to buy, we'll start with a fire staff because that's really good. We want a fire staff that has a chance to give debuffs. Debuffs are very strong. So we'll just look for a fire staff that has any debuff chance. This one. So it's got more damage, but worse speed, poise, crit, and energy efficiency, but it has debuff chance and strength. So that's good. So we'll shift click that, and that'll put it in the offering window, and he'll tell us that we only cover 0% of the cost of this weapon. So right now he won't trade with us because he's losing money on it. So we can also see, ooh, there's a knitted pouch here. So we'll grab this as well because that's good. And then we can also look at some other things, but mainly we want to be going for just materials. So up here we can see as materials, higher up are materials, lower down is other things. So here we can see some cooked fish, which would be a good idea to get. And then we also have one bowl would be good, maybe later. Do you have hide, sir? He does not, in fact, have any hide. He has some tin ore, which is funny. But since he doesn't have any hide, we're just going to dump these moon bells on him. So we're just going to shift click all of these over. And as you can see, this covers more than all of his stuff. So then we can just control click to auto balance with this item. As you can see, control click to auto balance with this. So we'll control click, and he's going to give us 563 gold for all of these, plus these two. So this is an even trade in his eyes. All right, so we're going to hit accept, and then it's just going to show the offer in text, and then we'll hit accept again, and we've traded with him. So now if we look at our stuff, we have a fire staff as well as a knitted pouch and a whole bunch of gold. So let's put our knitted pouch in the bag slot, and as you can see, more inventory. Very nice. But then we can also toss our staff into the inactive hand, and now if we press tab, we can switch to the fire staff. Now this is actually insane, because although we chose a melee weapon as our starting weapon, we can use the fire staff. I hope that doesn't hit anyone. It'll be fine. But we can just use that, which I think is great. We can use whatever class we want to use. So if we're feeling like using this class, boom, we can just switch to this class. Here we got another merchant. They always have these hats on. They always look like, I don't know, like monks. And I don't know why, but they always have 0 slots in the first 2. But we want to see if we can get any hide. So here we go, we got animal hide. So we'll grab his 1 animal hide, and then we'll just control click our coins over. So that's worth 8 coin. So we'll accept. And now we can go and craft the thing we want to craft, which is a pickaxe. And at the tanning rack, we will craft the hide, and then we'll craft it into leather strips. 1 hide makes 3 strips. And then we can make the pickaxe. So now we have the pickaxe. The pickaxe works the same way as weapons do. I always hit tab to close the inventory, and it ends up being wrong. But the pickaxe, you gotta equip into your melee slot. So now we have our pickaxe, and we can mine. So we're gonna head over to the mines and just mine a little bit, and we can see some of the gameplay loop. Because currently it's a fairly simple gameplay loop. My sailing skills are not that great till we get out here. So we're just going to sail through the beautiful terrain, well, through the beautiful skies, looking at all the terrain. And as you can see, there's a little guy over here. See that guy right there below us? Scary. There's a lot of creatures out here. Very easily cheesable. which I think is great for an early game access because it makes progress possible. Because this is just playtesting. We don't really need to be playtesting the actual like difficult combat systems when we're just looking at progression-based gameplay. And as you can see, we're here at the cave at our marker. Caves usually have these amazing glowing crystals on them. You can't mine them, but they glow, which is very nice for being down there in the mine. And then we just click the iron and boom, we mine some iron. And that'll give us some XP, not in our XP bar because our XP bars are currently just our general XP bar, but that'll give us some specific mining XP. We'll pull out our torch here and we're just going to head into the mine, start mining. Every time you die or respawn or travel or whatever, leave the game, rejoin the game, every node seems to respawn. Not in the same spot. Oh, here we got 2 spiders this time. That's terrifying. This is the cave that I was in earlier. So what we're basically going to do is we're going to cheese the heck out of these guys as best as we can. Because I'm going to be honest, the combat system in this game is very difficult in its current state if you're not going for absolute cheese. And as you can see, this one spider can actually get to us, so we're just going to dip. We're just going to hard dip. And hopefully break these webs to be able to get out of here, because we don't want to be stuck in here. And getting out of these webs actually takes so much stamina. Hopefully I can just get these guys stuck down here. Seems like they are stuck, so we're just going to keep hitting them. But this is the combat loop. It's sad to see that it has to be this way at first, but eventually it's going to progress into something more more skill-based rather than just I have the high ground, it's over, Anakin. But basically you just want to get them to where they can't reach you, and then you hit them with a whole bunch of fireballs or arrows. That's definitely the easiest method you can do. But we're just out here, we're mining, we're grabbing everything and anything. We don't really need that many stone, but we do need anything that we can mine. But yeah, like see this spider over here? We'll just shoot him. And it does seem like certain things, like certain tiles can be broken with the fire staff, which I think is great. It's pretty hilarious. But as you can see, like our crosshair is in our head. So it definitely needs to be a little bit higher, a little bit more manageable. We're also clipping into the terrain, which is a bit goofy. So there we got a basic XP skill point. So now if we press P, we can grab a level in something in our general tree. Now we're using a fire staff right now, so obviously we want to unlock fire staff skill tree. So now we have the fire staff skill tree. So as we're using the fire staff, we'll get XP in fire staffs, and that'll be able to upgrade our things. For now, we only have one extra ability, which is Shockwave. Now anything that's on the same level as you, that is near you, will get pushed back by this field of fire. It doesn't do too much damage, but it does have knockback. And obviously if you knock someone back and they fall off a cliff, they're going to take a bunch of damage. We saw some silver ore there, which is very nice. But yeah, we're just mining out through this cave, looking around for some good stuff to mine and grabbing all the resources we can, because this is how we're making armor. Most of the vendor armor is really bad, and there aren't really that many drops that I've noticed lately. Oh, that's not good. We just got obliterated by something? I don't think I've ever seen that before. I don't think I've ever seen something that shoots fire at me. But yeah, general gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a little bit of a explanation video rather than anything else, but we did get a level in mining, so we can make it so that we mine faster. We can make it so that we yield more, have a chance to yield more, and we can also make it so that we have a chance to yield gems. So we're currently just going to make it so that we have 5% more yield, or a chance of more yield, which means that we have a chance of getting 2 things when we mine 1 thing. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will be making a whole bunch of videos on this, especially as it comes out, you know, more and more updates happen, and hopefully this game is pretty interesting. I hope it progresses more in depth and more progression and gets a whole bunch more actual updates than Cube World did. I have a lot of hope for this game. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you liked, please do so. Don't forget to subscribe because I will be making more videos on this. I genuinely like this type of game. This is a great game concept. And we're just going to look and see. You can see at the smeltery, forge, we can make our copper into ingots. And there's even a craft all button, which is amazing compared to the Cube World meta of just you have to wait over and over again to be able to get one thing crafted. And then we can look and we can see like bronze chest guard is what we're going for first here. And that'll give us 17 more armor. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.